Hi everybody, it's Erica again. Just wanted to give you an update on Project UNO and a couple of things before I head off on maternity leave today. So it's my last day in the office and I wanted to get that update to you. I also wanted to point out I'm standing in front of my favourite thing in my office. This was the Eels jersey when they won the Nines over in Auckland 2 years ago. So yeah, very good year for us this year. And I hope there's a lot of Eels supporters out amongst you guys as well. So I've got a couple of notes here to make sure I don't forget to tell you anything. So Project UNO, we've got Mark Brunton, who was the GM of merch for Amart. He's now heading up that overall integration and implementation project for Project UNO, as we're calling it, which means one, so one brand. So Mark's got all sorts of steering committees and working groups that are going through everything from store fit outs to database work to merging websites to merging team members. So we've got whole lists of everything that we're going through, and what's very exciting is we're actually going to start merging some of our stores as early as the next 3 weeks, and all of them will be done by 1st of November. So I know it seemed a little bit crazy and ambitious when I said a couple of weeks ago we wanted to aim for 1st of November. The team are doing such a great job that it actually really looks like that's going to be possible. So excellent news. We've then got Russell Havens, who was the GM of merch for Rebel. He's now going to head up the overall merch team as well as our merch planning function and our private brands function. So he is the new executive GM of Rebel and will cover all of those different functions. We're recruiting for a new head of customer or kind of GM of marketing sort of role. We just think we need to do a lot more work on firstly retaining the Amart customer. So we don't want to lose any of those customers that have already been shopping and really love our Amart business as we transition to Rebel. So we need to retain them. Then we need to start working on how we get new customers. Then we need to start redoing the whole loyalty program. So we had started doing a loyalty program trial in some of the Rebel stores in Sydney. I think we probably need to pause that so that we can reconsider what this new mega brand is, because as I've said before, the Rebel way or the Amart way won't be the way moving forward. It's actually a new way altogether that just happens to be called Rebel. So we're going to do some work around that. And then I also want to really start digging into that mix of traditional marketing, so like catalogs and TV, versus digital marketing like social media and YouTube, etc. And then also having a look at whether we do more brand marketing versus product and price marketing. So we've got a lot of work to do in that area. So we're recruiting somebody new to actually head up that whole area of the business. Wayne Tozer will continue in the exec GM of retail role, which also incorporates Infinite Retail and online. So he stays in that role. And at the moment, we're just starting to have a look at the regional splits. So, it just doesn't make sense to have 2 regional managers both driving out to Penrith, or 2 regional managers both flying up to Cairns to do store visits there. So whilst the store numbers, like the amount of stores a regional has, probably won't change that much because we think there's only so many one person can manage, I think the configuration of them will change so that we're more efficient from a time perspective, but also we really want to have that cultural blend between Rebel and Amart. We want to make sure that all of those great qualities of Amart transfer over to Rebel, and all of the great qualities of Rebel transfer over to those old Amart stores. So I think the best way to do that is to get some cross-pollination of those store allocations. So we're going through the motions on all of that at the moment. And then really the big pieces of work around this whole integration project are getting those refits done by the 1st of November, trying to finalise what is the new message that we're going to, we need to dial up that value message, but also not lose some of the aspirational message. So we're trying to figure out what that tone of voice and everything needs to be. And then the blending of the teams. So as I just touched on, how do we get that cultural blend now between Rebel and Amart? 2 other points I just wanted to quickly talk about before I say adios. So I sent an email out to all of you yesterday on the engagement score. So really great that we maintained a score of 69%, although I really feel like we could have done a little bit better in delivering some better outcomes for you since the last survey. So it's absolutely my motivation and desire to now drill down into a lot of the detail of what you told us in that survey so that we can see a much improved score next time, which means that you guys are a lot happier and a lot more fulfilled at work, and yeah, just, real advocates for the business. So we'll be doing a lot of work on that over the next couple of months as well. So you'll see some workshops and focus groups and things start to happen there. And I wanted to have a really special shout out to our front counter operators. I saw our NPS scores for last week, and Amart was at 92% and Rebel was at 89%. And that is a really extraordinary effort by you guys and gals. So I have to stop saying guys, it's guys and girls. And when we have customers install, like, yes, there's product knowledge and there's service and there's stock availability, that's all really important. But it's actually the checkout process that can really make or break the overall customer experience. And the fact that you are just delivering us 92% and 89% at that point is extraordinary. I know how busy you all get. I know that sometimes you've got a line 10 deep. Thank you so much for having served our customers so well. And I will talk to you again in a few weeks, hopefully a little bit smaller than I am now. So, okay, bye.